Me.
Hi, Kia. Thanks for joining us. We're going to start with Jeff Metcalf from the Arizona Republic, followed by Ann Myers-Drysdale.
I'm not sure, have they officially named the Canadian team yet, or are you're still waiting on that?
Yeah, they have not named it yet. Today,
Okay.
I believe, but I'm not sure when they'll announce it.
Okay, so how do you just feel now that you know you are going to have all these Mercury teammates over there for sure? Just kind of the combination of all of you going.
I mean, it's great. Obviously, it speaks volumes to the amount of talent that we have on our team, and obviously everybody being able to represent their own countries. It's a huge deal to be able to wear your country across your chest. It's pretty hard to put that feeling into words, but obviously to represent them on the Olympic stage is incredible. So I'm excited for everyone who has the opportunity. Obviously, this is old hat for Dee, but for Lon to have her first one with Australia is going to be incredible, and Skylar as well. So I think it's just a really great experience. Obviously, I had a really positive one in Rio with my team as well. So looking forward to seeing some familiar faces there.
That's funny to hear you say old hat for someone as young as you are, but I guess if you've gone before, you can say that, right?
Oh, not for me, but for DT, it's old hat. For me, this is just, luckily I've been before.
Yeah. How do you feel like these days off since the last LA game, how have they benefited you?
Well, we've been able to get a lot of extra time in practice to kind of work on the different things that, we saw as little holes or places that we could get better as a team. And in a system in a league like this right now, where it's kind of frequently playing and frequently traveling, to be able to get an extended period of time where you can practice, it's pretty much unheard of. So we're grateful for this time. I think we've gotten better over the last couple of days. We've worked really hard, gotten up and down, and I think we're cleaning up some of the stuff that we think easily could be fixed to help us win a few more games. Because I mean, we're in every single game that we've lost so far, and so just cleaning up things here and there. And it's been really good to have some time off and give your body a break as well.
All right, next up is going to be Ann Myers-Drysdale.
Kia,
Hey,
you ready?
Yeah.
Well, yes, watching your game, obviously you play so hard. And so in these practices, what kind of things did you specifically focus on, not just physically in your game, but within the scheme of that offense that you guys are running?
Well, it's continuing to find ways to help the team out offensively, whether that be getting easier shots. I think some of the shots that I have taken, when people go under ball screens like they have on our team, pretty much every possession, sometimes you got to take some of those ones behind it to make them respect it. But personally, for me, just within the system, it's continuing to find ways where I can help in whether that's knocking down shots on the outside or whether it's finding BG on the inside and getting better passing angles. Just little things. I think I'm not new to the team, but I'm still continuing to learn my teammates and their tendencies and what they like. So then working towards that in practice every single day, and then just taking the extra time to get my feet set, get my shot the way that I want it to feel, and getting into the gym, doing some weights, the usual.
I know. Do you ever look back at things, whether it be Connecticut or being in Rio or last year, just how your game was and how it's different? Obviously, again, different players, different system, different coaches. I get that. But do you ever look back at different film where you were so successful?
Yeah, I do. I watched some actually the other day of just 2 years ago when I was kind of flowing and playing, especially early in the year in that season, and just my movements and how I was making reads off the ball. Because a lot of the things in basketball and in this game, especially in the system that Sandy has, is I know similar to what I've been doing for my entire career in the WNBA. It obviously looks different than what I was doing at Connecticut because I wasn't really a scoring option there. But in the league, it's same handoffs instead of ball screens, a lot of shooting behind the screens, making reads off of, starts and stops and cuts and pace off of stagger screens or pin downs. And so for me, I was watching film on how my foot work was back then and how it was being, why it was successful in those ways. And then kind of coming back to that. Obviously, I'm a different player now, especially than I was in Rio. I think in a lot of different ways, thankfully, I think that. And so as I continue to grow as a player, it's still just falling back on those easy fundamentals that I've kind of leaned on. And that's, cutting and stopping and moving paces, checking my shoulder before screens coming off to see, where the defender is and make a read, and slowing myself down that way.
And then you guys go up against LA again. And this is a team that's, got fast, active guards. And whether you've got Tulliver or Wheeler or Sykes or so forth, but, obviously they're all different kinds of players, whether they're a 3-point shooter or they're going to the basket or looking for steals. What challenges do they pose for you guys?
Well, I think, like you said, they're all different, right? And I think a lot of what LA does is they do run their sets pretty well, but a lot of it is also individual play because they have players that can play in that kind of one-on-one space. So a lot of the game is about tendencies and knowing who you're guarding, being able to say, okay, if I'm guarding Sykes, she likes to get downhill. She likes to get into a pull-up game. So I want to give her a little bit more space, try and make her shoot the three. And it's knowing each and every one of those little tendencies for every player that we're playing against, especially on LA. That helps us out, because if we don't have to get into rotations, if we don't get beat, if we can take away their number one tendency, then things become a little bit easier on the backside with our help defense and with our defensive rotations.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the time, Kia.
No problem. No problem.